Hello Bookish friends, welcome to another Tag Tuesday video. In today's video, I'm going to do the Adaptation Dilemma Tag, which was originated by Ashley Hart's reading. When I saw the video in Ashley's channel about a year ago, I decided to do this tag since I very much enjoy book adaptations and I have a dedicated video series about comparing them. Of course, my From Pages to Screen video series. I will link the video series down in the description box below, as well as From Pages to Screen videos that I made about the books that I will talk in the tag. Now, the first question is, which book to movie adaptation do you think got it right? TV series actually, I think nowadays do it better. However, there are plenty of movies also get it very right. I will mention one classic and one more contemporary adaptation. The classic is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which was made in 1962. I think the adaptation is very faithful to the book. Also creates one of the most liked heroes in a movie, in my opinion, Atticus Finch. The contemporary adaptation that I will talk about is also a quite faithful adaptation, which gets the soul of the book quite right, which is The Storied Life of A.J. Fikri by Gabriella Zevon. This book was made into a movie in 2022. Although the book is quite liked in the community, I think the adaptation is quite underhyped. It is almost as good as the book itself, in my opinion. Question 2. Can you name an adaptation that changed a lot from the book? I will mention a TV series adaptation in which I liked the first episodes very much. However, really hated the last 4 episodes. Many things were changed about the book, which is the 2022 adaptation of Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. The changes that they made in the story really dropped the quality of the adaptation. I saw the reviews of some viewers who did not read the book also felt the same. Question 3. Was there an adaptation you were excited about but ended up not liking? I was extremely excited about the 2017 adaptation of The Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. This adaptation is a product of a very talented actor, Kenneth Branagh. I was very disappointed by the way that Branagh decided to tackle the character of Hercule Poirot. The cast is actually full of very talented actors and actresses that I like very much. It was quite heartbreaking to see these talented actors in a movie that got Poirot so wrong. Speaking of characters, the fourth question is, did any characters in adaptations seem different or wrong compared to the book? I will mention another 2022 adaptation, which is Persuasion, the Netflix adaptation. I actually could not finish this adaptation after watching it for about 20 minutes. But the 20 minutes really showed how wrong they thought of Anne Elliot. Though Anne goes through a character development throughout the book, in the beginning of the book, she is very mature, practical, and also quite social and agreeable, which are the traits that actually attract Captain Wentworth to her for the second time. And in 2022 adaptation, is sort of like a drunken fool. I really hated the way that they diminished the character of Anne, who shows a subtle strength all throughout the book. Question 5. Which adaptation added something new to the story that you liked? Rosemary's Baby. I really liked the book. It is quite atmospheric. But the movie, made in 1968, is a horror classic in my opinion. The exceptional acting of especially Maya Farrow and Ruth Gordon, the sounds, the theme song, the effects, both visual and sound effects, so many additions made the movie unforgettable. Adaptation of this novel is actually, I think, better than the original work, which is also quite good. Question 6. Do you think some stories work better as movies or shows? I think period dramas do work better as movies or shows. I think it has a potential for great cinematography, very elegant costumes, props, and I think it has an additional advantage of not feeling outdated most of the time. I think 31-year-old Pride and Prejudice adaptation made in 1995 is a great example of that, because the stories do not require many technical details. I think this adaptation stands the test of time really well. Question 7. Have you ever liked an adaptation more than the book? I actually have 2 top 5 videos about that subject. One video is for Alfred Hitchcock adaptations, and one is for adaptations in general. I will mention 2 number 1 choices from those videos, which I will also link down below. For Alfred Hitchcock, I think the movie Vertigo, made in 1958, adapted from a French book, They Enter Les Morts by Pierre Boulez and Thomas Nargerac, is better because although the story has a really good main plot and a very prominent theme of obsession, the writing actually feels clunky at times. However, the movie has quite pioneering effects and also has this eerie feeling of being afraid of heights. The way the story is told, I think, has a better tempo in the movie than the book. I have a sort of unpopular opinion about the second movie, which is The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. This covers all of the 3 books actually. I do not mean to disrespect the fans of the author, but I actually prefer to see his stories rather than reading them. I do not think his writing is bad, but I'm not very fond of overly detailed writing style of Tolkien. Question 8. Books you want to see adapted? I will mention my favorite contemporary mystery series, which is Fleda Bright series by Colin Cambridge. This series has a great potential for being a TV movie series. Fleda Bright, our main character, is the maid and sort of like the companion of Agatha Christie, and she really likes solving mystery, and she becomes quite famous as she solves murders in the town of Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie is featured as a side character in the series. She sometimes becomes the sidekick, which is a great concept for any mystery lover. Question 9 is how important it is for adaptation to stick to the book's main ideas. I'm not against addition, changes, or reducing details of the book. However, I think the main idea of the book and the soul of the characters should not change. Last question is there a book that you think should never be adapted? I think every book can be adapted one way or the other, but I previously mentioned I have doubts about the possible adaptation of The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. The children in these books have quite interesting physical characteristics. They are sort of like monsters. And in an adaptation, the emotional depth of the children and their relationship, which is the soul of the book for me, can be greatly reduced by the ineffective effects, especially if bad CGI or bad AI effects are used. The focus of the story can change. It can either be very simple and childish, or worse, it can be comical, which is not the case of the book. So I'm hoping that the technology will be better if they ever decide to adapt The House in the Cerulean Sea. Those were my answers on the Adaptation Dilemma Tag. I'm not sure if they have done the tag, but I still want to tag the hosts of Filmtastic February, who are Annie at Obscure Book Adventures, Roy at Roy Reads Anything, and Duncan at Back Away from the Donkey. Please comment down below, is there a book that you think should not be adapted at all? If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose dilemma. Dilemma means ikilem in Turkish, and ikilem is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.